It may not be official yet, but Ianis Hagi deserves a video about him. Welcome back to the channel. I didn't really know how to start this. I literally just clicked record and I thought, you know what, Ianis Hagi, let's talk about it. Because Philip Clement yesterday has said that Ianis Hagi is up for sale. He is leaving the football club and he's not a part of the plans. Now, I've touched a bit on this in some of the live streams. I can't even remember. I make that many live streams. I can't even remember what one it was, right? But let's just go into this. So, Ianis Hagi, I wouldn't say it's a surplus to requirements sort of transfer, that why he's leaving. I just don't understand why he's leaving. Right. Looks like it's up to Hagi. Let's say it is up to Hagi, right? Do I blame Ianis Hagi for leaving Rangers Football Club? Honestly, no. And I think with Hagi it's different because I look at last season. The guy came out and said he wants to play football, but it's not really happening. He wants to play for Rangers. Michael Beale spat the dummy and sent him out on loan. The guy didn't have exactly the greatest loan period of all time, alright? But he had a pretty decent Euros. And anyway, Ianis Hagi not having a decent spell in La Liga, right, does not mean that the guy's not worthy of starting or at least featuring for Rangers this season, alright? Let's be real. Scott Wright is mince. If we sent Scott Wright, and I mean, people may be like, well, is this the Scott Wright hate show? If we sent Scott Wright to La Liga, do we think he'd be ripping it up and producing good numbers? No. Do you think, I mean, look at Cortez, the guy who's been sent to us for League One because he's just not really good enough. And here, I think there's a glimmer of something in Cortez, but the guy's just too injury prone to prove it. So for Ianis Hagi, I think he kind of got betrayed by Beale, and it's another thing that Beale messed up on. But Hagi can play as a winger, and we are feeling the repercussions of what Michael Beale did last summer, which is, here, let's get rid of all the wingers and bring in midfielders. And now we have like zero width, and the width that we do have is gash. The width that we have is mince, alright? That is the hand that we've been dealt. So if Ianis Hagi wants to leave the football club, I'm not going to bury him too much. This is a guy who, you know, came on the scene, and for that January up until COVID hit, Ianis Hagi was different gravy, right? Honestly, he was different bloody gravy. He really, really was. You know, you remember the Hibs game, the Braga game, etc., etc. During Title 55, he played a pretty important part as well in that season. The following season came, and I do genuinely believe that his big injury affected us big time around December. And in whatever reason, ever since that injury, he's never been given a chance. It was a massive injury, and I just don't get it. He's clearly not one of the favourites. We've seen favourites remain in the squad regardless of the manager. Ianis Hagi just doesn't fall under that criteria for whatever reason. Yeah, a few seasons did he get, like, I think it was not last season, the season before, where he came in, he scored against Hibs, and we're thinking, right, let's hope Hagi can push on, and then that's when Michael Beale forced him at the door. So, in my honest opinion, I think Hagi can feel hard done by, and I think, you know, he has kind of been screwed by the board and Rangers managers over the years. I think it's a different situation entirely to Todd Cantwell. You know, Ianis Hagi isn't opening his mouth and chatting shit, you know, that he can't bank on, that he can't deliver on. He's not coming out and talking about, here, I'm going to win X, Y amount of trophies and all this stuff. No, he kept his head down. He just said he wants to play football, and Michael Beale lost the head with him. So, for me, Ianis Hagi, I wish him well for when he inevitably leaves this football club. Saying that, what are we doing? Our team is to the bare bones right now on the wings. We're having to start Scott Wright in massive games, Champions League qualifiers. Some people taking it bad. It's not the Champions League, it's qualifiers for the Champions League. Yeah, I'm well aware it's not the Champions League, but it's still called the Champions League qualifier, alright? you know what I mean? I don't get it. See the same people crying about this? They'll see when Celtic are in Champions League qualifiers next year because the coefficient's gash. They'll still be calling it Champions League qualifiers. Is it the real McCoy? No. But it's the same with, see when you're playing World Cup qualifiers, right? Or European qualifiers, it's still European qualifiers, it's still Euro qualifiers, it's still World Cup qualifiers. Is it the actual tournament? No. I think everyone knows that, so I don't know why people are greeting about the wording of a match preview. It's still the Champions League qualifiers, alright? It's not the real Champions League, but it's still Champions League qualifiers, so anyway. But I think this guy should be getting featured. Now, I know there will be the argument of, oh, but if he gets injured, we won't be able to sell him. You know what? I'd say it'd be a blessing in disguise. See if Ianis Hagi picked up a wee 3-week knock and nobody wanted him, and we kept him past this window, and it meant we actually had him for the rest of the season on his contract. I think that would be a blessing in disguise. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video on Hagi. It's a shame, we don't really know the true ins and outs, whether Clement doesn't want him or whatever, but for me, he should stay. But if he wants to go, I don't blame him. I think he's been treated really poorly by this team and this club. So yeah, guys, be back later, of course. Big game, lives, crazy stuff. Oh aye, I'll be there.